Hello, everybody, and this is Movies to Drink To, and we have a fresh review for you.
Of
Fresh.
Whee.
Whee!
See what you did there.
Thank you. Before we go on, don't forget to like and subscribe and, tell everybody about this and all that stuff.
Yes.
Thank you. So, Fresh. This is the new Disney Plus jobby.
Yes. Not a Disney movie.
Not a Disney movie.
But yeah, it's out on Disney Plus.
Yes, it's out on Disney
It's
Plus.
like a Hulu movie, isn't it? So we get it on Disney Plus over here on Star.
Right, okay. And this is a horror comedy,
Yeah.
kind of. So it's in the first 20 minutes, I was like, "This is shit." I didn't know much about this going into it.
Yeah. I'd not heard a lot, to be honest.
No.
But
it starts out as there is this woman, Noah,
yeah.
who is just tired of the dating game. Why can't I just find a man? And it goes on to there's a scene at the beginning where she goes on a disastrous date.
Oh yeah, the biggest tosser on
Yeah.
the planet. It's just a fucking...
Yeah, it's one of those like nightmare dates, which I think every woman in the world has a story for.
Yeah.
But then...
Hipster. He's a hipster, sort of.
Yeah, he's a hipster and he's got a scarf, and then he gets annoyed of her when she says, "I'm not really into this." And he's like, "Wow, fuck you.
Yeah.
Good luck finding someone, you stuck-up bitch." And he storms off, which is a thing that men do.
Apparently so.
I've been told. I haven't done personally. You don't know. If someone rejects you, don't get angry. Just there's no shame in begging either. Please.
I mean, I am a dab hand at being rejected. So if you need tips.
But then she meets Sebastian Stan.
Yes.
In a supermarket. It's awful.
It's well cringy.
They're like meet cute.
I guess so.
Yeah.
He's trying to be funny, but
he's
terrible.
Starts being charming to her
Yeah.
in a supermarket, and she's like, "Oh, who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Sebastian Stan. Would you like some grapes?" And they go on like a date.
Yeah.
And then they bang.
They do.
They bang. Then they go on a couple more dates, and it is at this point I was like, "This is crap."
Yeah.
This is just a really awful rom-com, and Sebastian Stan is playing the male equivalent of the manic pixie girl.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
The manic pixie man.
Yeah.
That's his kind of role. He's the perfect man.
Yeah.
And then they decide that they're going to go away to the countryside for a trip.
The Hamptons or some shit.
Yeah, someplace like that.
Some place with a waterfall, apparently.
And she goes to his house for the first time before they take the trip. And as soon as she walks in the door, she is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In his place.
But there's like no service.
There's
no phone service. He's got no internet.
Yeah.
So there's no way of connecting with the outside world. How do you find a place like that though, with no mobile service whatsoever in this day and age now?
I have no idea.
No.
And also, this guy doesn't have any. He doesn't have Instagram or anything though.
No, nothing.
Which is
he's got no online footprint.
No, but she goes anyway, and they're there, and then he gives her a drink, and he drugs her.
Yes.
And she wakes up, chained up in a room, and he has basically said, "I am going to harvest your meat."
Yes.
And this is where the film kind of begins.
Starts, yeah.
Yeah, 30 minutes. 30 minutes in.
30 minutes in is exactly where the credits roll.
Yeah, the opening credits are 30 minutes.
30 minutes into
it's
the
when
film.
she's drugged and she falls on the floor is when the opening credits come up.
Yeah.
And that is the film basically. She is held captive by this man who is basically keeping her alive, but also his thing is he is harvesting meat from people and selling it to cannibals.
Yeah, basically.
Very rich
the
cannibals.
1% of the 1%.
That's what they call it, the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
Extremely rich people who makes a lot of money doing this.
Yes.
And this is the film. Well, what did you think?
Well, yeah, I agree with what you said for the first 20 minutes or so. I was like, this is not what I thought.
No.
And to be honest, the way I've been with stuff recently, I'm amazed I sat through it. But I'd been told by a number of people, like trusted sources, that it was good.
Right.
So I sat there and I thought, any minute now, like something will happen. And yeah, as it went on, I enjoyed it more. Like, it's not awful. It's nothing fantastic.
No.
but it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sebastian Stan is really good.
He is very
He's
good.
very. What's the word? He's. I mean, he's a Marvel man, isn't he? He's
the Winter Soldier.
Yes,
Bucky
yes,
Barnes.
so he is kind of, people know him, kids know him and stuff like that. So he's kind of playing the villain, and he has these moments of kind of mania.
Yeah.
Like the thing where he's like singing along to the radio whilst performing.
Yeah, he's got a thing for dancing and stuff. Like.
Yeah, but he's not quite manic enough. He's not like Freddy Krueger
No.
from England. He's because it's Sebastian Stan. He's I don't know. There's something about him that always kind of seems level.
Yeah.
Even if he is playing someone a bit nuts.
But I think that kind of works for that role as well, because like even though he's clearly not right in his mind, like he is.
Yeah.
So like he's fairly not normal, but as normal as this person could be, if you like. Like this is how he's getting away with it, because you don't expect it from him. When the whole meet cute thing, the nonsense in the supermarket and stuff, you wouldn't, going into this film without knowing anything else, you wouldn't see that coming.
No, you would just think this is a very terrible. I mean, if you read the synopsis, which I have here, hang on, it says, the horrors of modern dating seen through one young woman's defiant battle to survive her new boyfriend's unusual appetites.
Yeah.
So from that, it's as you're watching this in the beginning, like this is just a rom-com, but knowing that you're like, but something is gonna happen, but I don't know what.
Yeah. It's almost like, is this going to be a 50 Shades?
I thought it was going to turn out to be like a what was that thing with Drew Barrymore? Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, the Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like that.
Right.
But it's not. It takes, I think, I would say, anyway, it takes a lot of inspiration from more like extreme horror films, like Martyrs.
Some of the,
Hostel to an extent.
some
maybe
of the
even
Korean or Japanese ones.
Maybe even like Funny Games.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But it is a Disney version of them. It is not extreme.
No.
Really. I mean,
no. Even its goriest moments aren't that gory.
No, not
to
particularly.
Be fair.
So that's my only thing is like people might go in thinking that, but like, well, this is just Disney it's just tame, blah blah blah. It is a Disney version of those films, but it doesn't make it a bad film.
No,
it is entertaining. I probably won't watch it again, but I didn't. No. I didn't sit there hating it.
No, I mean I watched it like once it got going. I was like, I was in. Like, I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and I wanted to see how it panned out.
Just don't expect anything like.
Oh no, it's nothing. There's nothing groundbreaking in this.
No.
There are certain moments like in there when, just that's spoilers if I go down that road. But there are moments in that where you're a bit like, ugh. But yeah, not like full gross out fucking visual horror. It's more like the behavior, not the behavior, but what is taking place is a bit like, ugh.
Yeah, there are a few uncomfortable moments, but it doesn't go to the sort of lengths of things like Martyrs or Hostel or stuff like that, because this is Sebastian Stan.
Yeah,
basically,
he's a really likable guy. Like even when he's cutting bits off people.
I realised the other day he really reminds me of the guy from Game of Thrones and Eternals, Robert Madden.
Oh yeah,
yeah. To the point where I now just their faces are just like one.
Right.
They look similar.
Well, yeah, those two and like Kit Harington and stuff. They're all like, this is the male equivalent of the Zoe Deschanel and Katie. Katie, what's her name, and somebody else. There's like they all look like they're all related somehow.
Yeah, it's this little look at the moment. That's it.
Yeah, it's not terrible. But
I don't have much else to say on it, really. I didn't write anything down. I was just like,
if you've got nothing better to do, give it a go.
I'd say it's enjoyable. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's certainly not a bad film. You're not going to watch it hating it, but you're probably not going to really remember it in a year.
No.
So yeah, if you've got some time to kill, sure, put it on.
About 2 hours long, I think. Just
yeah, if that, yeah, give it a go. Right, that ended terribly.
That was awful.
Because I didn't make any notes or anything. It's like,
watch it if you want, but You don't have to.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.